Purity rings. It's almost silly to think that one little ring could cause such a large controversy, and heavily impact such a large decision for young people. But rings are an important symbol in society, and this one is especially significant. 1 in 6 American girls take a pledge to remain pure until marriage at some point in their lives, and many times they're connected to a ring just like this one. Though these pledges tend to be the most prevalent among evangelical Christians, teen stars such as the Jonas Brothers, Justin Bieber, and Selena Gomez are a part of the group as well. This is just part of the movement that has come about to bring purity pledges into mainstream society, to make them appear cool, by incorporating them into social media and even smartphone applications. The appeal seems to be working, as the number of purity pledges is on the rise since they first became popular during the 1990s. Abstinence pledges get teens thinking less about sex and more about their futures. Some may worry that sex is a distraction for young adults from other opportunities. This is especially important in families of higher social status, who may worry that premarital sex will affect the greater life chances that their teens are given. Life chances, as defined by Witt, are the likelihood of individual outcomes based on social position and access to resources. More importantly, taking premarital sex out of the equation allows teens to focus on forming relationships based on deeper connections. Many advocates of purity pledges believe that relationships formed without sex are healthier in nature and have a better chance of lasting. It also allows them to practice what Witt calls homogamy, which is the tendency to select a partner that shares our social characteristics. In other words, a teen that has taken a purity pledge is more likely to form a romantic connection with another teen that has taken that same pledge. If these relationships are indeed healthier and longer lasting, then the sharing of these values with potential partners results in happier marriages and families who can then pass on their beliefs to their own children. Witt cites religion as one of the 4 factors that influence individuals in partner selection, and considering that many purity pledges are religious in nature, this assists in making sure this factor is met. Purity pledges can also strengthen family relationships by opening the doors of honesty, making Witt's emotional and psychological needs of family easier to meet. The shared values among family members make home more of a safe haven for teens, with parents that support their decision to remain pure until marriage. With everyone on the same page when it comes to chastity, parents are then able to focus on other ways to nurture their children. An example of this occurs at father-daughter purity balls, in which a father takes the pledge to protect his daughter's purity, and the daughter takes the pledge to remain pure until marriage. For many families, it's not just about taking the pledge, but it's also an important bonding moment in their familial relationship. More than that, it's a chance for a parent to pass on their beliefs to their child, something that Witt believes is an essential part of any family. Purity pledges also give teens what Witt refers to as social groups, to identify with those who share the same beliefs that they do. As Zurkheim says, human beings crave to connect. They want to be socially integrated, and belonging to this sort of group gives teens that opportunity. This can be very important in the time of adolescence, and a sense of connection and belonging can positively impact teens in other ways of their lives as well. Many times, teens who take an abstinence pledge are commonly referred to as pledgers. Although teens pledging abstinence is considered positive by some, others don't see it that way. Because these pledges are more common among females, it reinforces an outdated gender norm that females must remain chaste until marriage. It's a part of the social construction of gender, as Witt refers to it. It isn't about what is natural, as many people believe sexual curiosity is natural, but what is part of an artificial social construct, that sex is sacred and should be saved for marriage. Ensler believes that reinforcing this gender norm makes girls feel that they are not in control of their own bodies, thus taking away their confidence in sexual empowerment. In fact, many feminists believe that encouraging young women to take purity pledges is essentially taking many steps backward in terms of the feminist movement, which largely focuses on the rights of women to be in control of their own minds and bodies. Purity pledges, argues Ensler, are a contract in which a teen girl's sexuality is taken away from her until she enters another contract, a marital one. There is evidence to prove that the pledges are ineffective in influencing teens to save themselves for marriage. A 2005 study by Bruckner and Behrman in the Journal of Adolescent Health found that 88% of teens who take a pledge end up having sex before marriage. This has many who oppose purity pledges wondering why they're worth making anyway, considering that it can have negative effects on a teen's health. Critics of this statistic say that though the majority of pledgers eventually break their pledge, they're waiting longer before having premarital sex than those who have not taken a purity pledge. On average, they also have less overall sexual partners in their lifetime because they still consider sex to be sacred. As Baumgardner informs us, because pledgers haven't been taught about contraception, they're less likely to use it. It's also a mental fixture, in that if teens don't have condoms, they aren't planning to have sex. And if they do have condoms, then the sex was planned, and that's more likely to be looked down upon. This contributes to higher STD rates in places with a larger population of pledgers. On this note, many critics of purity pledges argue that contraceptive knowledge is most important, and that keeping teens in the dark when it comes to safe sex is more detrimental than informing them of their options. Families who encourage their teens to take a purity pledge often do not inform them of what to do if they decide to break that pledge. Advocates for abstinent pledges believe that giving teens information about condoms and other protection will arouse them and make them more likely to have sex. Many teens may feel pressured to keep their sex lives secret if they do break their pledge. Mainly, they may be keeping this secret from their parents due to fear or shame. This secrecy can cause distress in the home, disturbing what Witt describes as a safe haven. It may cause a teen to rebel and resent their family and the rules of their household, which is actually the opposite desired effect of many parents who encourage their teens to take a purity pledge in the first place. The complexity of purity pledges is definitely worth looking at. While critics of them have often called them outdated, it's not difficult to see their appeal to teens. American Idol winner Jordan Sparks is part of the social group of pledgers, saying, "I don't want to give away bits of my soul to lots of different guys. I want to give away all of myself to the right man on the right night, and the right night is my wedding." At the 2008 MTV Video Music Awards, she defended abstinence against comedian Russell Brand's biting remarks about the Jonas Brothers' purity rings. Much in the way that Bennett describes activism as the new chic in What's the Problem, a new social movement has begun to emerge in which perhaps abstinence is the new chic. The movement isn't just fueled by positive influences, but also examples of what can happen to teens who do not take a purity pledge. The reality television phenomenon of 16 and Pregnant shows adolescents that are forced to grow up quickly due to an unexpected pregnancy, and many times their new lives are less than glamorous. The television show Secret Life of the American Teenager chronicles the decision of many of the main characters to abstain or participate in sex while in high school, as well as the consequences, which include pregnancy, STIs, and emotional trauma. The media does an excellent job of providing examples of what not to do, and it creates a scared straight effect for a number of teens. Regardless of what an individual's stance is on pledges, there is no denying that they are a significant social minority amongst teens today. Whether they bring families together or break them apart, empower teens or make them feel helpless, they are an important part of societal construction and affect the future of many young adults.